As darkness cloaked the winding roads from Coventry to Geneva in March 1961, a sleek Jaguar E-Type cut through the night air, driven by Norman Dewis, Jaguar's trusted test driver. This wasn't just any journey. It was a response to a surge of excitement and demand that had already taken Jaguar by surprise. Earlier, Bob Berry, the company's public relations manager, had delivered the fixed-head coupe known as 9600 HP on the same route, setting the tone for what would become one of the most talked-about sports car debuts of the era. Yet the appetite from the press for demonstration drives was so intense that Jaguar quickly realized a single car wouldn't satisfy the eager crowd waiting in Geneva. Dewis's mission was clear: to bring the open two-seater, registered 77RW to the Swiss show in time for the press presentations. This overnight drive was more than a logistical feat. It symbolized Jaguar's bold leap into a new chapter of automotive innovation. The E-Type's arrival in Geneva was not just about a new model. It was about a statement of British engineering prowess and the spirit of 1960s optimism. To truly appreciate why this car ignited such fervor, we need to look back at Jaguar's racing heritage and the road cars that paved the way for the E-Type's dramatic debut. To understand why Jaguar's new car created such anticipation, we must first explore the company's racing heritage and the sports cars that set the stage for the E-Type. Before the Jaguar E-Type captured the world's imagination in 1961, the company had already carved out a formidable reputation through a blend of stylish road cars and racing success. The 1950s were a defining decade for Jaguar, marked by a line of XK sports cars that combined elegance with performance. The XK120, introduced just after the war, stunned drivers with its sleek design and impressive speed, setting a new standard for British sports cars. It was followed by the XK140 and then the XK150, each refining the formula with improved comfort, power, and handling. These models established Jaguar as a maker of accessible yet desirable sports cars, appealing to enthusiasts on both sides of the Atlantic. Parallel to this road-going success was Jaguar's intense focus on motorsport, particularly endurance racing. The C-Type and later the D-Type were not just race cars, they were laboratories for innovation. The C-Type had already demonstrated the benefits of lightweight construction and aerodynamic bodywork in the early 1950s, achieving notable victories at Le Mans. Building on that foundation, the D-Type pushed the boundaries further with its advanced aerodynamic shape, incorporating a distinctive fin behind the driver and a low, sleek profile designed to slice through the air. It also introduced disc brakes, a technology that significantly improved stopping power and reliability under racing conditions. These innovations were revolutionary, setting new benchmarks in racing performance. Despite the D-Type's dominance on the track, Jaguar recognized that its next road car could not simply be a street-legal version of a race winner. The E-Type would eventually draw on the lessons of the D-Type's aerodynamics and engineering, but it would be a car designed with a broader audience in mind. It needed to combine race-bred technology with everyday usability and a price point that brought exotic performance within reach for many enthusiasts. By the late 1950s, the aging XK150 was due for replacement. The sports car market was evolving rapidly, with increasing competition from both European and American manufacturers. Jaguar's challenge was to create a successor that honored its racing heritage while appealing to a new generation of drivers. This period also saw the influence of key figures within Jaguar, including managing director William Lyons and engineering director William Haynes, whose leadership helped steer the company through this pivotal transition. Their vision ensured the new car would not only be fast and beautiful, but also practical enough for regular use. The E-Type's development was rooted in this rich history, a blend of racing triumphs and road-going refinement that set the stage for a remarkable new chapter in Jaguar's story. The transition from pure competition machines to a refined, road-going sports car required careful balance, retaining the spirit of Jaguar's racing achievements while addressing the expectations of a broader clientele. Building on this heritage, Jaguar's engineering team embarked on a new project, blending racing insights with innovative design, paving the way for the E-Type's creation. In the late 1950s, Behind the closed doors of Jaguar's Coventry workshops, a new approach to car design was quietly taking shape, one where mathematics met artistry in pursuit of something extraordinary. At the heart of this transformation was Malcolm Sayer, an aerodynamicist whose background in aircraft design brought a fresh perspective to automotive styling. Unlike traditional methods that relied heavily on intuition and hand sketches, Sayer applied precise mathematical calculations to sculpt the E-Type's flowing, purposeful lines. His work went beyond aesthetics. It was about reducing drag, improving stability, and creating a car that could perform as beautifully as it looked. This innovative mindset found its first real test in Jaguar's experimental E1A and E2A prototypes. These early versions were not just styling exercises but practical explorations of aerodynamics and structure. The E1A, built in 1957, was a stepping stone that allowed the team to evaluate how Sayer's sleek shapes translated into real-world performance. The subsequent E2A prototype refined these ideas further, incorporating lessons learned from Jaguar's successful racing programs, including the C-Type and D-Type cars that had dominated endurance racing in the previous decade. While Sayer's aerodynamic vision was vital, it was the combined expertise of Jaguar's engineering leadership that turned concept into reality. William Haynes, Jaguar's engineering director, oversaw the technical development, ensuring that the ambitious designs could be engineered for production without compromising reliability or function. At the same time, William Lyons, the company's founder and managing director, maintained a clear view of the project's commercial and brand goals. Lyons' insistence on including a fixed-head coupe alongside the open two-seater Roadster reflected his desire to broaden the car's appeal, balancing innovation with market pragmatism. The engineering team embraced a departure from conventional chassis design. Instead of a traditional full-length ladder frame, the E-Type employed a central monocoque body structure, a technique influenced by racing experience and aircraft construction. This design provided both rigidity and lightness, critical for performance and handling. The engine and front suspension were supported by a separate tubular subframe, allowing for easier assembly and maintenance. The distinctive long bonnet, hinged at the front to open as a single unit, was born from this integrated design philosophy. It allowed unprecedented access to the engine bay and front suspension, reflecting a practical consideration often overlooked in sports car design. Covered headlamps and a small oval grille opening were among the early Series 1 styling cues that combined aerodynamic efficiency with unmistakable elegance. This fusion of aerodynamic science, racing heritage, and thoughtful engineering created a sports car that was not only visually stunning, but functionally advanced. The E-Type's design journey from the E1A and E2A prototypes to production-ready form was a testament to Jaguar's ability to innovate within the constraints of manufacturing and market demands. With design and engineering converging, the stage was set for a dramatic public unveiling that would captivate the automotive world. As the first rays of March sunlight filtered through the grand halls of the Geneva Motor Show, the automotive world found itself captivated by a new arrival. Jaguar's latest creation, the E-Type, was poised to make a dramatic entrance, embodying a blend of racing heritage and cutting-edge design that few had seen before. The spotlight at the show fell on two distinct but equally remarkable cars that symbolized Jaguar's ambitious leap forward. One was a gunmetal gray fixed-head coupe, registered 9600 HP, which had already arrived, driven by Jaguar's public relations manager, Bob Berry. Its sleek lines and poised stance drew immediate attention, promising a blend of beauty and performance. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, a different kind of journey was unfolding. Norman Dewis, Jaguar's seasoned test driver, was undertaking a demanding overnight drive from Coventry to Geneva in the open two-seater E-Type, registered 77RW. His mission was clear: to deliver a second demonstration car in time to meet the overwhelming demand from journalists eager to experience the new model firsthand. The contrast between these two cars, the coupe's composed presence and the Roadster's endurance test, highlighted Jaguar's commitment to showcasing the E-Type's versatility and readiness. Dewis's overnight drive was more than just logistics. It was a testament to the confidence Jaguar had in the car's reliability and performance. Arriving just before the press presentation, 77RW allowed Jaguar to offer live demonstration drives, a critical move that fueled the excitement and buzz surrounding the launch. The atmosphere in Geneva was electric. Journalists and potential buyers alike were drawn to the E-Type's combination of stunning aesthetics and palpable engineering promise. The car's design, influenced by Malcolm Sayre's aerodynamic insights and Jaguar's racing pedigree, stood apart from anything else on display. Yet the launch was not just about style. Jaguar's managing director, William Lyons, had insisted that both the fixed-head coupe and the open two-seater be presented, ensuring the E-Type's appeal to a broad audience. This strategic choice underscored the company's understanding of the sports car market and its desire to blend performance with everyday usability. As the press presentations unfolded, the E-Type's impact became clear. It wasn't just another new model, it was a statement of intent. The combination of innovative engineering, dramatic styling, and the compelling story of its overnight journey captivated the crowd. Geneva 1961 was more than a debut. It was the moment the E-Type announced itself as a game-changing force in the world of sports cars. For many in attendance, the E-Type's arrival seemed to capture the spirit of a new decade, one defined by optimism, innovation, and a fascination with speed and style. The car's presence at Geneva was more than a technical showcase. It was a cultural moment that resonated far beyond the exhibition halls. Beyond its stunning debut, the E-Type's advanced engineering set it apart. Details that would define its character for years to come. Beneath the E-Type's stunning curves lay a structure that redefined sports car engineering. Unlike the conventional ladder-frame chassis common at the time, Jaguar embraced a central monocoque body structure. This design choice was more than a stylistic statement. It provided remarkable rigidity while keeping weight down, a critical factor for both performance and handling. The monocoque formed the core of the car's strength, allowing the E-Type to maintain its sleek, flowing lines without compromising structural integrity. At the front, a separate tubular subframe carried the engine, front suspension, and forward bodywork. This modular approach simplified maintenance and repairs, as the entire front assembly could be detached as a single unit. It also contributed to the car's exceptional handling characteristics by isolating vibrations and distributing weight efficiently. The subframe was a clear departure from traditional designs and reflected the influence of Jaguar's racing heritage, where ease of service and durability under demanding conditions were paramount. The suspension setup further underscored the E-Type's advanced engineering. Both front and rear suspensions were fully independent, an uncommon feature in many sports cars of the era. This independence allowed each wheel to react individually to road imperfections, improving ride comfort and grip. Complementing this was the use of four-wheel disc brakes, a technology Jaguar had honed through its competition successes. Notably, the rear brakes were mounted inboard, close to the differential rather than at the wheels themselves. This reduced unsprung weight, enhancing the suspension's responsiveness and contributing to precise handling. However, this clever solution also made servicing the rear brakes more challenging, illustrating the engineering compromises involved. One of the E-Type's most iconic design elements was its extraordinarily long bonnet, hinged at the front to open as a single, sweeping assembly. This feature was not merely dramatic. It allowed unparalleled access to the engine bay and front suspension components. For owners and mechanics alike, this meant servicing was more straightforward, despite the car's advanced mechanical layout. The bonnet's length and shape also played a role in the car's aerodynamic efficiency. At the heart of the E-Type's aerodynamic excellence was Malcolm Sayre's aircraft-influenced design philosophy. Trained as an aerodynamicist, Sayre applied principles from aviation to sculpt the car's body with a focus on minimizing drag while maximizing stability at speed. The result was a silhouette that was both breathtaking and functionally effective, a harmonious marriage of form and function. Covered headlamps, a small oval grille opening, and flowing bodywork all contributed to reducing air resistance, setting the E-Type apart visually and technically from its contemporaries. Together, these engineering features combined to create a car that felt as advanced as it looked. The E-Type was not just an object of beauty. It was a technical marvel that embodied Jaguar's racing experience, aerodynamic insight, and innovative spirit. This engineering excellence translated into a driving experience that was as thrilling as its looks suggested. The car's engineering excellence translated into a driving experience that was as thrilling as its looks suggested. On the road, the E-Type's promise was more than skin deep. Its engineering delivered an exhilarating drive. At the heart of the original Series 1 was Jaguar's renowned 3.8-liter XK inline-six engine, a power plant that had proven its worth through years of development and racing heritage. This engine combined smoothness and refinement with spirited performance, producing a robust and responsive character that set the E-Type apart from many contemporaries. The six-cylinder layout offered a balance of torque and horsepower, allowing drivers to experience lively acceleration without sacrificing the engine's distinctive melodic exhaust note. Paired with a close-ratio manual transmission, the E-Type invited an engaged and rewarding driving style. Shifting through the gears was a tactile affair, with a crisp and precise linkage that encouraged confident control. The car's steering was notable for its directness and feedback, providing a connection to the road that was both communicative and assured. This responsiveness was enhanced by the E-Type's independent front and rear suspension, which contributed to nimble handling and composure through corners. Braking performance was equally impressive for the era, with four-wheel disc brakes delivering confident and consistent stopping power. The rear brakes were mounted inboard, a design choice that reduced unsprung weight and improved suspension response, although it also complicated maintenance. Nevertheless, this advanced braking system gave drivers reassurance when pushing the car's limits, a critical factor in a sports car aiming to blend performance with everyday usability. Jaguar publicized the E-Type's top speed as approaching 150 miles per hour, a figure that captured imaginations and helped fuel the car's legend. However, it's important to understand that actual performance varied depending on factors like road conditions, vehicle preparation, and individual specification. High-speed tests of the time often involved specially prepared cars and ideal settings, so not every E-Type would reach this headline number in regular driving. Still, the combination of power, aerodynamics, and chassis design made the Series 1 a genuinely fast and thrilling car for its price bracket. The driving experience of the 3.8-liter Series 1 E-Type struck a rare balance between exotic performance and accessibility. It offered a level of excitement and style that had previously been the preserve of far more expensive and exclusive machines. This made the E-Type a car that appealed not only to enthusiasts seeking speed and handling, but also to those drawn by its beauty and the promise of a new kind of motoring freedom. While the E-Type's performance numbers were impressive, the car's character was defined as much by its refinement and engineering sophistication as by raw speed. Drivers appreciated the blend of power, precision, and poise that made each journey memorable. This accessible exhilaration played a key role in the E-Type's broad appeal, especially as Jaguar prepared to introduce the car to the crucial North American market. Its performance and style captivated buyers worldwide, especially in the vital American market. Across the Atlantic, the Jaguar E-Type entered the American market under a new and evocative name, the XKE. This designation was no accident. It was a deliberate nod to Jaguar's celebrated XK lineage, a family of engines and cars that had already earned respect and admiration among American enthusiasts. The XKE was more than just a new model. It was Jaguar's statement of intent to capture the hearts of a critical and discerning audience. The United States quickly became a vital market for the E-Type, with its combination of exotic styling, racing heritage, and accessible performance striking a chord with American buyers. Unlike some European sports cars that carried hefty price tags, the XKE offered a remarkable blend of high-speed capability and elegance at a price point that, while not modest, was notably lower than several of its glamorous continental rivals. This pricing strategy helped position the XKE as an attainable dream for many enthusiasts who desired the allure of an exotic sports car without the financial barrier often associated with such machines. The car's performance credentials were impressive, boasting a 3.8-liter inline-six engine that delivered spirited acceleration and a top speed publicized near 150 miles per hour. While not every XKE would reach these exact figures on the road, the promise of such speed and the car's dynamic handling made it stand out in the American sports car landscape. Beyond raw performance, the XKE's design, its long flowing bonnet, covered headlights, and sleek profile, captured the imagination of a generation fascinated by speed, style, and innovation. American market XKEs did carry some differences in equipment and specifications compared to their British and European counterparts. These variations were largely driven by the need to conform to U.S. safety and emissions regulations, which would increasingly influence the car's features as the 1960s progressed. Yet, despite these adaptations, the XKE retained the essence of its British engineering and design philosophy. Early American buyers were enthusiastic, drawn not only to the car's looks and performance, but also to the story behind it. The racing experience Jaguar had brought from the C-Type and D-Type programs, the aerodynamic insights of Malcolm Sayer, and the boldness of launching such a striking car with a dramatic overnight journey to Geneva. The XKE quickly became a symbol of sophistication and accessible exoticism in the United States, helping to cement Jaguar's reputation as a maker of world-class sports cars. Its presence in the American market also underscored the global ambitions of the company, demonstrating how a British sports car could resonate deeply across cultures and continents. This successful transatlantic appeal would shape Jaguar's strategies in the years ahead. For many American enthusiasts, the XKE's arrival represented not just a new sports car, but an invitation to participate in the evolving spirit of the 1960s. As the Series 1 evolved, Jaguar responded to regulatory and market pressures, leading to important mechanical and design changes. As the 1960s progressed, the Jaguar E-Type began to evolve beyond its initial form, adapting to new challenges while broadening its appeal. One of the most significant developments during the Series 1 production was the introduction of a larger 4.2-liter version of the XK inline-six engine. This upgrade wasn't simply about increasing displacement. It brought improved torque and refinement, making the car more tractable in everyday driving without sacrificing the thrilling performance that had captured so much attention at Geneva. Alongside the engine enhancement, Jaguar implemented interior upgrades and subtle transmission changes, enhancing usability and driver comfort. These refinements reflected the company's growing understanding of customer expectations, particularly in markets like North America, where longer drives and more diverse conditions demanded a more accommodating sports car. In 1966, Jaguar expanded the E-Type lineup with the introduction of a 2+2 body style. This longer wheelbase model offered additional seating, making the car more practical for buyers who needed space for occasional passengers without abandoning the E-Type's signature style and performance. However, it's important to distinguish the 2+2 from the original two-seater Roadster and fixed-head coupe. The 2+2's extended proportions and altered interior layout marked a clear departure from the compact, pure sports car ethos of the early Series 1 models. While the 2+2 maintained the elegant lines and mechanical sophistication of the E-Type, it catered to a slightly different audience, blending sportiness with grand touring capability. During this period, Jaguar also faced increasing pressure from evolving American safety and emissions regulations. These demands led to a series of incremental changes in the E-Type specifications, both mechanical and cosmetic. Some of these intermediate models are informally known among enthusiasts and historians as Series 1.5, though the use of this term varies and is not universally agreed upon. These transitional cars incorporated features like larger front indicators and changes to lighting and bumpers, as well as adjustments to meet stricter emissions standards. While these updates were subtle compared to the later Series 2 redesign, they represent Jaguar's ongoing efforts to balance innovation with compliance, ensuring the E-Type remained competitive and legal in its most important export market. This period of evolution highlights Jaguar's responsiveness to both market demands and regulatory challenges, reflecting a company navigating the complexities of maintaining a cutting-edge sports car in a shifting automotive landscape. The Series 1 E-Type was no longer a static icon, but a car adapting to new realities, while preserving the essence that had made it so celebrated. These developments laid the groundwork for the car's continued popularity, especially in America, where the blend of performance, style, and evolving practicality helped sustain its appeal. For many enthusiasts, these subtle shifts in specification and character became part of the E-Type's story, shaping how each era of the car is remembered and valued today. Yet, beneath the car's beauty lay realities that owners would soon discover, both rewarding and demanding. The E-Type's charm comes with responsibilities. Owners quickly learn that beauty and complexity often travel together. While the Jaguar E-Type Series 1 is celebrated for its breathtaking design and spirited performance, owning one has never been without its challenges. Maintenance demands attentive care, and several areas require particular attention to keep the car both reliable and enjoyable. Corrosion susceptibility is one of the more persistent concerns, especially in climates prone to moisture and road salt. The E-Type's monocoque construction, while innovative, can complicate rust prevention and repair compared to more traditional chassis designs. Electrical systems, too, have a reputation for occasional quirks. Rooted in the British wiring practices of the era, owners sometimes face issues with aging connectors, grounding points, and fuse boxes that require regular inspection and thoughtful restoration. Managing cabin heat is another practical consideration. The long bonnet and compact cabin, combined with limited insulation and ventilation by modern standards, can lead to an uncomfortably warm interior, especially in sunny conditions. Despite these challenges, many owners find the driving experience rewarding enough to embrace the quirks as part of the car's character. Service access is often cited as a hurdle. The E-Type's front bonnet, hinged at the front and opening as a large assembly, provides broad access to the engine and front suspension, but working within its tight confines demands patience and expertise. Routine maintenance tasks may require more time and skill than on simpler vehicles, underscoring the importance of knowledgeable mechanics familiar with classic Jaguars. It's also important to distinguish the standard road-going E-Type from the lightweight competition models. The lightweight versions were purpose-built for racing, featuring specialized components, extensive use of aluminum, and setups focused on performance over comfort or ease of maintenance. These cars are rare and distinct from the regular production Series 1, and their ownership entails a different set of considerations, often more demanding and costly. Furthermore, surviving E-Types today vary widely in condition and originality. Many have undergone restorations, modifications, or have replacement parts fitted over the decades. This diversity means that not every E-Type on the road or at auction perfectly matches its original factory specification. Understanding this spectrum is essential when assessing ownership realities. Separating documented concerns from exaggerated stereotypes helps paint a balanced picture. While some reputations like chronic electrical failures or catastrophic cooling issues are often overstated, genuine challenges remain. Yet, for many enthusiasts, these are part of the rewarding experience of owning a classic British sports car that is as much a piece of history as it is a driver's car. For those considering ownership, appreciating the E-Type's place in history means recognizing both its celebrated qualities and its practical realities. The car's unique blend of engineering ambition and period craftsmanship invites a thoughtful approach, rewarding those who respect its heritage as well as its mechanical needs. Despite these challenges, the E-Type's enduring appeal and cultural significance remain undeniable. More than 6 decades after its debut, the Jaguar E-Type Series 1 still commands attention, admiration, and spirited debate. Its legacy goes far beyond engineering or performance. The often cited story that Enzo Ferrari called the E-Type the most beautiful car ever made remains unverified. Yet this legend speaks to the deep respect and fascination the car has inspired across the automotive world. The E-Type's shape, born from Malcolm Sayre's aerodynamic principles and Jaguar's racing heritage, combined with its advanced engineering, created a sports car that embodied the optimism and style of the 1960s. The dramatic overnight drive from Coventry to Geneva, where Norman Dewis piloted the open two-seater through the night, adds a human chapter to the car's remarkable debut. Its blend of attainable exotic performance and striking design continues to inspire collectors, enthusiasts, and designers alike. Whether it's the sleek fixed-head coupe with its elegant roofline or the open two-seater roadster that captures the spirit of open-air motoring, each version holds its own unique allure. As we reflect on the E-Type story, it's clear that its enduring appeal lies not only in its technical achievements, but also in how it captured a moment in time, a symbol of innovation, beauty, and ambition. Which version resonates with you more, the coupe's refined poise or the roadster's spirited freedom? If you enjoyed this journey into the E-Type story, please subscribe for more explorations of automotive history's defining moments.